All right, all day drip fans, we sure do appreciate having you. We have a special treat today. We have one of the hottest New York rappers that you're gonna find anywhere. He's got some fighting freestyles, and we've been checking him out for a long time. That's Dirty O. What's up, Dirty O? Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey man, what's good? It's your boy Dirty O, man. I'm rep 4th to North. I'm from upstate New York, Niagara Falls to be exact. Yeah, man. I pride myself on bars, man. A lot of substance and content with the music.
Straight up, a lot of substance and content.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, my brother.
Yeah, I think a lot of people nowadays is looking for that one hit or, that way to break through the doors. But I don't mind taking the long journey and gaining the core fans through it and just staying true to who I am. Straight
up. I can see you've been on your grind, making a very, intelligent moves with your career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's really hot. You got a lot of jams. Making a song. That's what it's about. Somebody said, a lot of rappers can rap it. Not many of them can make a song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Tell us about your hip hop past, where you come from. I mean, musically, where you come from.
It's crazy because I was actually raised off of like rock and roll. A mother white. She controlled the house. She controlled the music for a while. So up until I was like 9, 10, it was mostly rock and roll, like Van Halen and Whitesnake and Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi.
Oh,
yeah. But as I started finding myself, man, the Warren G's, the Snoop Dogg's, the Jay-Z's, the early era, the 90s, mid 90s is what really turned me out to music. The Illmatics, the Reasonable Doubts, the Chronic. Those is albums that really just like opened my mind to like a whole different world. And at that time, I was actually trapped in the streets as far as like my surroundings. And I think the music actually helped me understand my living situation a little bit better.
Straight up, huh? Okay. Music was helping you with life.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Just seeing the fiends and all around the corners and seeing the dudes shooting dice with the brown bags with the 40s in them. It was all explained to me through music in some sense,
Yeah, kind of telling you what this is all about and what's happening around you, especially as a young person.
Yeah, exactly.
Providing context.
Yeah, to what I was actually seeing in my real life.
Right. So you latched on.
Yeah, Jay-Z really did it for me, man. Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z just because of, the stuff he was talking about, and Nas more so because of the creative side that he brought to hip hop, where it didn't have to be you that did the shooting, or you don't always got to talk about killing people. You could describe yourself as a gun, and you could make a song rapping backwards, and you could talk about something positive. Like Nas brought that creative side to it for me, and Jay was just like the one that captivated me. Straight up.
They are different cats. They're both from New York, but they are different. They paint different scenes. You know what I mean? And they do it masterfully.
Right. Completely different.
Hey, talking about today. Oh, what is this thing with the Kobe challenge? What's going on here? Am I missing something?
Oh, yeah. Well, to see now the streets is what took the basketball side from me. I was very, very talented at basketball. I mean, like I was scouted by my high schools and all the coaches, and they was dying to get me to play basketball with them on the high school teams and stuff. But
wow, you a hoopster?
Yeah, man. I love ball, man. I still do. I still play ball. I can't give it up. And but the streets took me away from that. I chose wrong decisions when I was a little younger. So the basketball is still in me though. So to see Steph Curry and LeBron and them all taking shots and turning around before the ball go in,
right.
I just wanted to incorporate that. And then in the song, I said my boy yell Kobe every time that he shoots something. So it was like I named it.
Dirty O, hey yo, do me a favor. Stop comparing me to these other rappers, man. Fourth to North, yeah. Chemists in the kitchen, medium low when he use ovens. The money produced from the way that we use onions. First they talk beef, then it's a truth coming. My nigga yell Kobe every time that he shoots something. She compare me to a dog, my fans.
The Kobe challenge because of the lyric, but I just really was trying to get people to showcase that they can actually hit a jump shot and turn around with confidence before the ball going.
Word, okay. That's what it is.
Right.
It fits perfectly. That's awesome.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got some other versions coming because I don't want it to just be strictly basketball. So if you work in like a office, shooting a piece of paper into the garbage can, if you a mother shooting a diaper into the garbage can, anything you shoot, and you can use Kobe, you know, because I went through the Jordan phase. Anytime I shot something to go in a obstacle or something, I'm yelling Jordan. So
yeah,
like a version of that.
Okay, new version. You flipping it.
Yeah.
There you go. Please do that. We want that content, my brother. We want it.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely. Folks, you may not know, but my guy Dirty O has started a new podcast with with a clique of friends called No Gimmicks.
Yeah.
No Gimmicks, right? That's the name of it.
Yep, No Gimmicks. Yep.
Man, tell us all about that. What's up with that?
All right, so like it's crazy because you know, my two dudes that's on the podcast with me is a good friend of mine named Bless 3K and another good friend of mine named Horsey, and they hit me up. You know, I'm very busy and they know that, and they hit me up one day and they was like, yo, Dirty, let's do a mixtape together. So I was like, I'm like, all right, and then like as soon as I said all right, they already had like playlists of beats we could select from. They already had the whole blueprint together. So as we was building the mixtape together and we just started building it with each other more, I was like, yo, like we really got a good vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like a podcast would be fire. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word, okay.
So they was like, yo, you serious? And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna show you how serious I am. And then, you know, the next step was me actually having the equipment here. And it started from there, man. Like no experience, and I can't even act like I was a big fan of podcasts at that time because I wasn't.
Yeah.
I just jumped straight into it, and from that, we actually got an album we got done now too, which drops June 12th. The No Gimmicks mixtape is already out. A new video dropped June 4th, and Hip Hop Weekly Radio is where No Gimmicks is streamed at live for the first time. Your first time you hear the episodes is on Hip Hop Weekly Radio. Sundays at 12 p.m. And then after that, 1 p.m., they stream on all major platforms for podcasts. So it was really just a mixture of music, COVID, and being bored, man. And a podcast. Yeah, and a podcast came out of that, man. We 4 months in, we on our 25th episode. We up to almost like 400 downloads. So
wow.
Yeah, the love has been like very, very great. And it's opened my eyes to podcasts. So now I find myself studying more on everybody else that's doing it just to add to my own craft.
Right, because the podcasts are blowing up. You know, all the streaming services, all the music platforms, you know, they're carving out spaces for platforms. I mean, for podcasts, big time. You know, so yeah, my G, you probably you might hit you one right there. You might hit you one. Just let that thing grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all it's about. I try to like preach to them about staying consistent, and I do that through my own actions. Like, you know, I was just out in Houston, and I made sure before I went to Houston, we recorded an episode, and then even while I was out on vacation, I'm still editing and making sure I'm publishing episodes, just to show them that, you know, the dedication on my behalf is going to be there to make this thing keep growing and growing.
Like that. Hey, so it came organically, really, just your connection with the guys. You know what I mean?
It really just came from like, yo, music to let's just talk it was supposed to be basketball. You know, like we wanted the podcast to be like based around sports, but it was like I built up a lot of great connections through music. So once I announced that I was doing a podcast, I had like Shay Noor, which is a very, very like up and coming female rapper in the game. Shay Noor came through. I had battle rapper Bill Collector on. I had battle rapper Real Deal on. I had Fatboy Izzo on. an up and coming artist from Buffalo that moved to Atlanta named Ponzo Houdini, real good dude right there. He on there. So it was like, it just started steamrolling. Like before we even could get an episode with just us three, the core of the podcast, it took us about 3.5 months before we sat down with just us.
Wow. Yeah, huh?
So many guests was reaching out to come on the show, and it was overwhelming. And I definitely appreciate everybody that came through.
Yeah, that's how you know when you got something that works. You know what I mean? You don't even have to try hard. All you do is just sit there and play or do whatever you're doing.
And that's what it feels like.
Yeah, people will come.
Yeah.
People will come. Tell me about this jam, Beautiful Thing. First, June 4th, what video is that dropped?
That's Beautiful Thing.
It is Beautiful Thing. Okay,
yes.
All right.
Yeah, right on point.
All these kids overdosing, it's sad, but it's true. Dead bodies full of pills like Bad Boys 2. Was about to buy my bitch a whip, cashed out on shoes. 2 shooters, Tim and L, they show out with they tools. Got a bullet for every spike on them red bottom shoes. Know how many birds I ran through? No. Girls I ran through? No. Keys that I flipped? Yes. Dimes that I hit? Yes. Blocks that we ran. 4th Street, we sold grams north. No gimmicks in our lifestyle. What you see is real life. Me and Poppy so close, he told me his real price. You corner store hustling niggas don't know what that feel like. Y'all niggas don't know what that feel like. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. I get in you. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. I get in you.
Yeah, I need to get into that. I'm gonna be watching to see. I'm gonna be go on your platform and check that out. You know what I mean? Beautiful Thing. How did that come about? What were y'all doing when that happened?
Okay, so at this point, the mixtape was already done. Album was already we actually recorded the album before the mixtape, and so Griselda, which is a up and coming label out of Buffalo, New York, Griselda Records, as well as BSF.
Absolutely know them.
Right, so Benny, Westside Gun, and all of them. So through my connections, just knowing them, we neighbors to them. We like 30 minutes from Buffalo, so we kind of seen their growth before they got where they going. So Beautiful Thing is actually produced by Rick Hyde, which is like the leading artist on BSF right under Benny. So yeah, after a little bit of networking, I kicked it with them. We made some good moves together. And that beat, man, it just screamed. I got that Keith Murray feel, which is the hook is basically paying homage to the Keith Murray hook, most beautifulest thing in the world. So,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely a pay homage hook to Keith Murray. And we just wanted to find a way to open up by just displaying our talent, where it wasn't really such a concept song. It was more about us as artists, our lyrical ability, and what we bring to the table.
Straight up. And it's a beautiful thing. So I encourage all of our fans to go check out Beautiful Thing by Dirty O and the No Gimmicks crew. You know what I mean? Yeah. Check their platform and eat that up. Go stream and do whatever you got to do. Get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we streaming everywhere. Music is everywhere. Podcast is everywhere. You can find it. So we definitely on all platforms.
Word. Music everywhere.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about that Benny the Butcher thing. Big up to Benny the Butcher and that whole Griselda crew on the DMX. Yeah,
that was big.
Oh my God.
That's huge. And I mean, rest up to DMX, man. Like nothing but a legend. Yeah, legend in the game. And just to see 3 kids from Buffalo up on the last project we ever gonna hear from DMX.
Man, and it's beautiful. It's hot. I mean, that track bangs, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely top 3 on the record.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Definitely top 3 on the record.
I think they fit. I think they might have got DMX into the bag that he needed to be in. I think they brought that old DMX back out because of the grittiness in their music is like, I see where they try to make it a little modern day-ish, with the album.
Right.
The songs that really that's one of the songs that got that real DMX 1998 Stop Being Greedy feel.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Them and that joint and the locks, they put my man in the zone and gave us a beautiful, beautiful kiss up out of here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I loved it, man. I saw, we checked the things out, see your profile, whatever like that. I don't know if if you want to talk about this, whatever, but you knew Fred the Godson.
Yeah. That was through a good producer friend of mine named Tony Trouble. Shout out to Tony Trouble from the Honorable Court. And it's weird, Fred the Godson was the first feature I ever paid for in my life. It was like, I was such a fan of Fred the Godson, yeah. And I was out in Atlanta with my boy, and I was just telling him about like what I wanted to do with this music, like the direction I wanted to go. And he was like, yo, you always like spitting them bars, man. He was like, yo, I got Fred on the line. Like, we could get Fred for a good number. We talked about it, and it wasn't even nothing to talk about. Once I heard his number, it was nothing but love. And I actually got to meet Fred out 2 times, out at South by Southwest one time when I was out there for music conferences. And then I did the Plugs I Met tour with Benny, and they brought Fred out in Philly, so I got to kick it with him again, which was not too long before he passed. So rest up to Fred too.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So life goes on. Everybody has to take the hits and move on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Fatboy Izzo is Fred, one of Fred's closest people. I think it's his brother, and that's who I had interviewed on No Gimmicks. So shout out to the whole TBM, shout out to the whole Blockwork, shout out to Bronx Boy Sean, Tito, and my boy world famous Ray Flores, man, because they all still tied in with Fred whole movement, and I'm locked in with them. So just to even feel like I'm a part of keeping his name alive is definitely a blessing.
Right, it's a movement, eh?
Yeah.
It's a movement. You say you got them cats on your podcast, No Gimmicks Podcast.
Yeah, I did an interview with Fatboy Izzo, and I did an interview with Bronx Boy Sean, which is both Fred the Godson peoples. And if y'all go ahead and check them interviews out, you'll get more in-depth stories about Fred that a lot of us didn't even know or ever hear before.
Okay, there you go. All day Drip fans, you heard it right here. Check No Gimmicks for some hot, some great conversations about the late Fred the Godson. Yes. Okay, much respect. Let's switch it up. Listen, I have come to love your freestyle. You know what I mean? And when I saw how you do your Thug Thizzle, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, I gotta talk to this cat about these freestyle. Looks like that lemon pepper freestyle you got is popping. Was it just popular, or were you into that beat? What's up? How you get on that?
I like to wait for the wave to go by, because like when them songs like that first come out, I think everybody in the game like to go and jump on them and probably oversaturate it a little bit. And,
yeah.
And I see people who will jump on there and try to make it their own. And I look at it like, man, that beat was meant to just rap on. Like, you got to get on there and just talk your talk when you hear that beat. So I sat on it for a while before I even started writing to it. But once I did write, man, it was like a day and a half process before I actually recorded myself spitting it and posting it.
And it's hot. It's hot. I encourage everybody to go to my guy's platforms and his Instagram and see that. Where can they see that on YouTube or something like that? Yep.
It's on YouTube, and it's on my YouTube channel is Dirty-O, or you just go to Dirty-O42N on Instagram, and I try to keep some new freestyles and content up there.
Straight up. Okay, good. On that note, I wonder, I didn't, I don't want to put you on the spot or whatever like that, but I'm trying to figure out if I can get a verse or a quick freestyle out of you or something, you know what I mean? You don't want to, just say so.
Nah, man, that's not even a question, man. This is what we do, right?
That's what we do, man. Absolutely. Right. What you got for me?
I say, yo, niggas talking crazy on tracks like they like that. Soon as you approach them in person, then they tight back. It's gotta be paper involved. If I'm sidetracked, Shorty came and jumped on the D and took a line back. My boy just came home from a dime, can't get that time back. He barely even know his own daughter. I can't define that. It's a pain buried deep in his soul. I can't explain it, but he got a solid nigga like me, so he maintain it. Imagine having so many bricks that make you nervous. It's scary when you think selling dope's your only purpose. Can't focus in the classroom. Teacher think you worthless. Got no idea your brother just got 5 on that verdict. I never seen a spot for a wolf inside your circle. circus. A real nigga never get judged off what he purchased. The bricks come from overseas, connect talking Turkish. You know I make them all move when they hit the surface. 401k off the streets, never retired. 20 years consistent with work, never got fired. When it's a drop, we jack up the price like changing tires. That funny looking white in their face like Michael Myers. So many shots throughout the years, they never hit me. We handle shit like grown men, tell them get with me. Y'all boys run with the web like Michael Bibby. And my boys dance for the bread, moving like Diddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We
was red, moving like Diddy.
Yeah.
That's right. Diddy, AKA, he called himself Love now. You know?
Oh, yeah. Diddy doing what you're supposed to do when you got $1 billion, man.
You know, you got no problem, no worries in the world. You know what I mean? On the real.
That's a fact.
Absolutely. That was hot, my brother. That was hot. Listen, All Day Drip, you know, we specialize in bringing in the artists that people, I always use the phrase may not know about, because a lot of people, by the time we connect with artists, there's a lot of people that actually know these cats. You know, they may not have the big record deals, but, you know, artists like you know, you probably got to follow them. You feel what I'm saying? So I say artists that people may not know about, we like to make sure they have a platform they can to show their skills and to, you know, just talk about their career and themselves and their songs. If A&R was watching you right now, what would be your kind of response to the question of what do you bring to the table?
I think I bring like authenticity, man. I think like the game is lacking like the originality and the people that actually know who they is. I think a lot of these artists nowadays is influenced by what they see other people doing, or you know, they talking about the Xannies and the pills all the time. And I think it reflects through the artists nowadays, because you see these kids making millions of dollars and then they depressed, and you know, they going through mental issues. And I think that's because they put people inside of an industry that's not even prepared for the industry, you know. So I think that I'm gonna bring strength. I'm gonna bring like this foundation that's already me, that's gonna be immovable. You ain't gonna be able to move me. You ain't gonna be able to sway me to think this way or move that way or follow this trend. Nah, I'm gonna stay to exactly who I am. And I think the interviews is gonna be one of the biggest sides of who I am as an artist, because I think the way I could speak to kids coming up that might have had like drug past, or you know, like parents addicted to drugs. Of course, it's all in my music, but I'm putting that into like an art form. When I get on platforms like this and I can actually just talk and let these kids know how to stay focused and what's really important in life outside of the girls and the money, I think that'd be something that the game is actually missing. Some bringing some integrity into who watching us, you know, having people understand that the confidence you carry in yourself is way more important than any talent you got. Straight up,
it sure is. I like to, you know, ask the artists that I interview, what will you just drop some game right there? But like, what would you say to young artists that are not quite where you are? What kind of motivation would you get? You know what I mean?
I would say never giving up is probably like the best thing to do. I just got done reading this book called The 4 Agreements, and one of the agreements that they tell you to make with yourself is do your best. And I think that's important that people understand what doing your best is, because some people will be in a situation where it's like, it might take an hour to get it done, but here you go 6 hours in, still trying to work on it, instead of letting yourself relax and come back to it tomorrow with a fresh brain. So it is a such thing as overworking, and it is a such thing as not working enough. So I think you got to find that balance and always make sure you give everything you can in that moment, and then step back afterwards, review it, look at it, and then maybe attack it again. You know what I'm saying? So staying true to yourself is a big part of that as well. Just because one guy made a song, $1 million off a song called White Tee, don't mean that your Black Tee song is going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
straight up.
Yeah, it's not really you can follow trends, but them artists don't last long. And I'm always here for longevity. So I'd rather be in the game for 20 years and never make a #1 hit record than make one hit record and never be seen again.
Never be seen again.
Right. So for the young kids, man,
it can happen.
As motivation.
It can happen a lot.
Right. Yeah, it happened a whole bunch.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? And people always ask me, like, because I think one of the biggest mistakes we make as artists or in anything we do in our life is we always set the goal like to the moon. You know what I'm saying? If we play football, we say, oh, I want to be like Tom Brady. Like, dude, you got to let Tom Brady be Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's somebody that's been maybe sitting on the bench for 12 years that feel as accomplished as Tom Brady. So
exactly.
How you measure success is definitely a big thing. I used to think getting to a Jay-Z status was making it in the game. And then as I got a little wiser and my wisdom grew, I realized I made it in this rap game a long time ago because it's led me down all these other roads to make money, to do merchandise, to network with people, to go to cities and have friends and people I can call. So I feel the game has already paid off, and now it's just extra benefits I'm gonna get from it.
That's right, extra benefits. You know what I mean? The groundwork. You know what I mean? Paying your dues. You done that. You know. So the rest is just profit. You know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just you know, is the folding of the success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think once you get to a point or you reach like I sat in studios with Rick Ross, and like it was a time in my life where I never thought that would be possible. So once it happened, it's like then I got to start reevaluating. Like, yo, I just did something that nobody from my city ever did. So it's like, I got to take that and mentally level myself up and understand that I just did something that ain't easy to accomplish. It ain't even easy to be in that situation. So, and music did that for me. So, I think I learned how to measure my success, man.
There you go. Learn how to measure your success. Yes. I think that's a wonderful, a great message to give to younger generation and, you know, for ourselves, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In 5 years, I like to ask my people that, what do you think you'll be? Where do you want to be in 5 years with your career?
I would like to be able to obtain generational wealth in 5 years. I would like to see my kids and my family all eating off my name or a brand that I built up myself is what I would like in 5 years. A lot of people would say maybe I don't care for a Grammy, honestly. I don't care about none of that kind of stuff. Because I would like to be acknowledged by my peers, such as like the artists I named in the beginning. Like I would love to meet Nas, Dirty, you dope, Jay. I would love that acknowledgement from them. But to be super famous is not even a big thing for me because my passion for writing music came from English class. So it was like I was writing poems before I wrote music. So I'm gonna write music for the rest of my life. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If nobody hear it, it's an expression and a release form for me that I learned how to get over things with or address things through music that I don't have to do personally sometimes. So in 5 years, I would say just more streams of revenue to get myself to that generational wealth.
Bam, there it is, my brother. There it is. Because music is either it's within you strong or it ain't. You know what I mean? And you're gonna do it no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Tell me, the project that we have out right now with Dirty O on it, that he's thick within, heavily involved in, is this No Gimmicks project. What's the name of the album?
We actually kept it real simple. So it's No Gimmicks the mixtape, and then it's No Gimmicks the album. No
Gimmicks the mixtape, ladies and gentlemen, and No Gimmicks the album. Awesome. Yep. And the current single right now just dropped on the 4th, June 4th, was Beautiful Thing. Okay. Awesome.
Outside of that though, because I was a solo artist before all of this happened. So the project before that I dropped was A Day Outside the Office, which had Benny the Butcher on it. It had Sue Surf on it. It had Charlie Clips on it. And then my follow-up solo project is called Less Than a God. Less Than a God, More Than a Man. And I got Shay Nor on there. I got Rick Hyde on there. I got Young World on there. I got Joel Santana on there. So even this gonna drop later this year. The content is not gonna stop. We're gonna be consistent for a lot of years to come. So the No Gimmicks is just it's just more energy from all of us. And I think seeing solo artists in group settings could be important as well. I think always shining on your own, sometimes you stand next to another man and just see, you know, bring out the differences in each other.
Exactly. You know, the complementary differences, you know, in each other. So Dirty O, you got projects, they all on streaming services, right? Available.
Yep. Everything. Apple, right. Spotify, everywhere.
Right. Those solo projects, and got the No Gimmicks Jam mixtape, the album that's popping right now. Let's see. I want you to tell everybody where they can find you. Run down your platforms.
Okay, so of course, you know, anywhere you searching podcasts, all you gotta do is put No Gimmicks Podcast. The podcast is gonna pop up. If you go to any streaming site for music, you could put in Dirty O and tap on me as an artist and find the music, or you could easily put in No Gimmicks. It's gonna pop up, and everything is right there. Far as my social media following, Facebook, you can find me with Dirty O. Anything Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, it's all the same. It's at Dirty O 42N, DIRTY 42N. It's kind of similar everywhere. So even you Google it up, man, I should pop up there. And even if you look up 4th and North, which is a independent label that I built up, 4th Street and North Avenue being two streets that influenced my life as a kid, and I kind of combined them and made a record label out of them. So,
wow.
So you can look up all of that. And on top of that, Hip Hop Weekly, I'm a co-owner of Hip Hop Weekly. So
Hip Hop Weekly.
Yes. Hip
Hop Weekly, everybody. Make sure you check out Hip Hop Weekly. Dirty O is co-owner of that establishment. And what kind of stuff y'all doing on it?
It's just basically we like a shade room without the drama. So we like to stay away from all the negativity. We like to build up. When you see the artist that's giving back to the communities, we like to shed light on that. And up and coming artists, of course, always, if you're looking to be featured on the radio, we got Hip Hop Weekly Radio through an app. You can get on any Play Store. If you want to be on the actual website, Hip Hop Weekly, or the IG page, all you got to do is hit myself up, my co-owner Stretch, and we usually take care of all that stuff. And we make sure artists get very, very good looks and feedback. And we do a lot of showcases. We just did a showcase in Atlanta. We got another one coming up in Richmond, Virginia on June 24th. And we're going to eventually make it a monthly thing. So definitely look forward to these showcases coming to your city, and reach out, man. We always got slots for people to showcase their talent as well.
Absolutely. You heard it right here. Hip Hop Weekly. Dirty O is going down. Hey, we got a lot in common, my G. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to chop it up on many levels. And also, I like to go inside the studio. We got to plan something. I got to see you work inside the studio.
Yeah, man. Let's.
How you feel about that?
Yeah, man. Yo, we could easily lock that in, man. I would like for people to see the process, even if it's just me starting with a beat that I just got and going from scratch. Because I'm definitely my creative thoughts, especially if I'm in that zone. I write my verses pretty quickly. So to see that process, I would definitely like to show people that process since I haven't done that yet. So we got to make sure that All Day Drip get that first inside scoop, man.
Thank you. That's what we doing.
That's how we got to set that up right there.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm gonna be hounding you. We're gonna get this done on the real.
Yeah, let's make that happen, man.
All right. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dirty O. You know what I mean? We appreciate having this brother. And we are all gonna go check for him on all his platforms. We're gonna check for all his streaming efforts, all his records. You know what I mean? And make sure you check out that No Gimmicks Podcast. You feel me?
Yo, man, salute to you, man. I appreciate how you handle business, man. And big ups to All Day Drip, man. Shout out to All Day Drip for having me. And you're going to see more of me, man. I'm pretty sure of that at this point.
Absolutely, my G. Absolutely. All Day Drip. And we out.
Good kicking it with you, man.
Yes, sir.